The dog's back here shivering.
So that would be in Celsius. That would be 10 degrees. Like, because when someone tells me Fahrenheit, I'm like, wait, I got to do the math.
Yeah, because we're different over here.
No snow though, right?
No snow here, up north of here. So, the cool thing about Michigan, yeah, that's right.
Michigan?
You're viewing it. So up in this part of Michigan, it's covered in snow. I'm clear down here.
Okay, so you're safe for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say it's probably above freezing so far, right?
Yeah, it's been about 43 degrees or so today. I had I call it the sun in my office. So I have this heater that rotates back and forth. And some days I'm in there with my chair doing this, trying to stay with it.
That's good. That's awesome. Because up here is pretty cold too.
Yeah. It's starting to get cold, yep. Hey, RK Pop.
What's up?
Hey, RK.
And
Vlogs.
Rachel Jones Vlogs.
Welcome.
And Shanging Girl. Did I say that right? Shanging?
I believe so.
That one's a little bit of a tongue twister too. But welcome.
All right, let's start to the questions.
All right, you ready for the questions?
Let's go.
All right. Okay, so how did you come up with your YouTube name?
So I was trying to find something, and this isn't my first channel. This is actually my third. I started off during at the start of COVID, and I was with Fox Crown, and we had a really, really successful show. I mean, within 3 months, we were over 600 subs, but we were doing the show 3 times a week, and with my job and everything else, it just got to be too much.
Right.
And then I did Collector TV with a guy named Troy, and his job switched, so he wasn't able to come on as much, and as you know, with the two of you co-hosting, it's easy to feed off of each other, and it was nice having that other person.
Right.
But then I was like, what am I going to do? Either I'm going to quit YouTube altogether, or I'm just going to do this on my own and just buck up. And so I was like, okay, what can I combine this with my love of cooking? And so I combined the geek part with the collectibles meets eats with the fruity part.
Okay, that is pretty cool. I actually did not know you had 3 channels. Is it part of can you look it up on your channel, or is it part of your friend, like you said, your friend on their channel?
They were separate channels. So the one was my film company, and with MI for Michigan. There's probably 40 or 50 shows on there. And then Collector TV was its own channel. So CTV was its own thing.
You joined their channel.
Yeah, so those were our separate channels, and then I started this one. I've actually had the channel. I didn't name it anything. Actually, I changed the name for 7 years, and I hadn't put anything on it. It was just I had an account so I could, talk in chats or comment on videos and things, and I'd never done anything with it. So if you go on a socialblade.com or anything like that, it looks like I've had the channel forever, but I really only started in April with Geek Meets Eats.
Okay.
Okay, really, really going in hardcore with that channel.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I actually like that. So 2 other channels, guys, if you're interested.
Hey, Mad Hatter Pops. Thank you for coming in.
Hatter. Happy birthday again, my friend. I'm sorry I couldn't make it last night. And what's up?
Yeah, that's BK Philip S4.
BK Fits,
Yep.
Oops, sorry. Okay, so what made you want to create a YouTube channel? I guess you kind of touched on that, but if you want to elaborate just a little more.
So, to be honest with you, I was very, very, very shy growing up. Because I'm so tall, I always stuck out. I was, like in elementary school when the teachers lined you up by height, I was always at the end of the line.
Okay.
And I'm 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
I was very, very shy in high school until I started to grow into my body, became athletic. And then I also kind of developed a sense of humor as a coping mechanism. So I was, patting people on the head, calling them by their last name. And now my job actually requires me to get in front of people and run meetings and things like that. So when COVID hit, our local high school here, where I graduated from, immediately started trying to help with the pandemic, and they were 3D printing masks and the face shields.
Uh-huh.
or
Yes.
first responders. So it originally started as I got rid of most of what I had of Funko Pops at that time, the collection. I mean, I've rebuilt it obviously, but and I did a fundraiser and raised $700 for the high school so that they could buy more 3D printers and continue to make the face shields for first responders.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you definitely powered through the COVID, made a bad situation into something good.
It was a lot of fun, and it's something local. And then my dad and my brothers ended up buying 3D printers, and they were doing face shields as well. So, everybody did their part around, all across the world to get it under control, where we have some sort of life now.
Right.
So that's what made you want to create a YouTube channel, is just to come out of your shell a little bit more.
The pandemic really started it. The need to do something, feeling the need to do something more for the pandemic is really why I jumped on YouTube. I never would have thought, if you asked 18-year-old me if I was going to be on a YouTube channel and have a show, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. That's a great story. No, I really love that.
That is really
we
nice.
kind of started ours
on the pandemic
too. But a little bit for different reasons,
Yeah.
A little bit of boredom, a little bit of wanting to do something creative, a little bit of trying to keep sanity in our lives. But
we've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. We just didn't know what way to do it. We
didn't have jobs
and
at the time.
And then we started collecting Funkos out of boredom, and we're like, maybe we'll just show them off online and see what happens.
See who else loves this stuff too.
Yeah. And then we met this amazing community, and they accepted us. And it's so nice.
So it's been fun ever since.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. What's up, Ninja Soldier?
Hey, Ninja Soldier.
Oh, there's Ninja Soldier. Hey, Ninja Soldier. Okay. What YouTube channels do you like and look up to?
So the first one I ever saw, because in honesty, when I first bought a Funko, it was because I'd seen Franchise Kicks on YouTube, and he was opening mystery boxes. Well, first we started off looking at the pallets when he was opening that, and my girlfriend Lisa and I were both like, we can do that. We can open pallets and resell them, right? And then I saw him opening Funkos, and then he was talking about these values, and I was like, who would pay that much for this 4-inch little doll? I'm like, seriously? So I am a self-professed flipping failure. But Franchise Kicks was the first one. Obviously, then after that, it suggested Top Pops, and then Luau. And then I joined Instagram, and that's where I kind of met the core group of friends. So Mama J and Spectre, those are some of the first people I met. Totally Mitchin Collectibles is another one. And so I met the community much in the similar way, and that's how. So I look up to all of them because they've all done amazing things, and they've kept with it for 2.5 to 7 years or whatever it is. So,
okay.
Oh, Taiwan. Hello.
Hey, Angel.
Oh yes. Hey, Angel Hawk. Boho. Good morning.
She's from the Philippines, so it's morning for them.
Yep. Daniel Preve says hello, Johnny.
Hey.
And that's it for there. Are you next to go? Or
Sad Bones. What's up, my girl?
Hey, Sad Bones. My fellow Canadian.
Hi, Sad Bones. Yeah, fellow Canadian, yes.
Yeah, I heard you guys met recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That's cool.
She's in the car, but she's listening. That's the best.
I think we answered that one. How long have you been doing YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we answered that.
Okay.
What made your channel unique? What makes your channel unique and special in your way?
I don't think the concept of trying foods in the snack boxes is unique. Obviously, there's hundreds or thousands of channels that do the same thing. I think the combination of the two. So the other night when we tried the snacks from Amazon, we were also opening Funko Pops. So I'm trying to, and sodas. I'm trying to combine the two worlds together to keep it interesting. So there's a lot of things that are coming up that are even going to gel the two ideas even more. We're going to do a Star Wars night. So I've got a cookbook that's based off of the Disney World Star Wars area that they built. So we're going to do that. We're going to do Harry Potter inspired recipes and things like that. So I'm trying to even intertwine more of the geek thing into the food thing. which I think
okay.
makes me a little bit different than most of your other food channels where they're just trying chicken sandwiches or
Right.
doing
Yeah.
do not recommend.
That is so cool to think like if you're going to do Harry Potter, do something magical or like whatever. Well, I don't really know Harry Potter that well,
Yeah.
but to incorporate something that would be part of like some sort of genre is really, really cool. You know what I mean? That's a really good idea. Very unique.
All right, our next question is going to be, did you go to chef school?
I did not. My mom started us off very young. So, typical kids, mom's making dinner and she's like, it's fish stick and fries. And we're like, oh, not again. So what she did was bought us a kid's cookbook and she said, okay, you guys pick a couple of different things out of here. You're going to make dinner.
Right.
And then from there, we also have a tradition in my family that we make Christmas cookies every year and send them out to all our family. And so I've always done that. I'm not a baker, though. I will tell you that. I can make brownies that are as good as body armor. I do I can do cakes, but that's following, box directions. But then as I've gotten older, I've always helped my mom with all the holiday prep. My mom's always hosted the holidays, so Easter, Thanksgiving, and everything else. And so it came into that. And then when I got to college, my roommates couldn't cook a lick. And so that's when I really started kind of playing around with things. And then I developed into, I'd like something at a restaurant, wanting to recreate it. And then that led me to actually trying out for MasterChef, but I'm completely self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. So it kind of started off with, having fish sticks. So, no, you guys want to cook then? Here you go. And that kind of inspired. Yeah. Tuna casserole. God, no.
That's such a, you've seen that commercial? Tuna casserole again.
Yeah.
It was like for like a car commercial. It's so silly. Hey, Rocket Blast Gaming. Sad Bone says Harry Potter is her favorite, basically.
Yeah, a cooking show with Harry Potter. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and so what's your favorite dish to cook?
I really, really, really like when my dad does the smoked meats, and then I kind of developed off of that and doing candy bacon. So I have like 6 different versions of candied bacon. I will do anything with bacon that you want. I mean, I will dip it in chocolate. I will put it in eggs. It doesn't matter. But bacon is like my favorite thing. And I actually get angry if I don't have it like completely crispy. Not like I'm going to beat you up angry, but like, what did I do? Because bacon needs to be crispy. But I've developed rubs, like 3 different rubs that I use most of the time. One of them has granulated honey in it. One you mix with maple syrup and one straight brown sugar. So yeah, you put me in front of 6 pounds of bacon,
she's gonna go to town. What was that?
Hey, Keith.
Oh, Keith does gaming.
Yep.
No, what was that thing with chocolate bars that you do? You put it in batter?
Oh, you fry chocolate bars, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever had a fried chocolate bar, and I was like, this is going to be gross.
And you loved it.
And I was surprised it didn't like melt into goo or something. It held its own, like it was a solid piece of chocolate. I think it was a Mars bar, right?
Right.
So when you said chocolate bacon, for some reason, I just thought about that. So chocolate bacon's probably really good. I've never had that either.
Oh, it's delicious.
Alrighty.
So our next question is, in your first video, you're talking about trying out for
MasterChef.
For MasterChef and Food Court Wars. Can you tell us about that?
It was a fun experience. I don't ever want to do it again. The first time I tried out, I was working full time, and my mom and I left right after work, and we drove 4.5 hours to get to Chicago. And we got in at like 3:00 in the morning. We had to be at the tryouts by 9. I got up I think I slept for 2 hours and then prepped everything because I wanted it to be warm when I served it. And we stood in line for several hours. The only cool part about that experience is that Graham Elliott was there. So we actually filmed part of the opening scene. So for several weeks, you could see us walking down the street in Chicago. So that was the coolest part of that, because once I got in the first room, I didn't make it out of there. So we drove all that way, and I kept trying this recipe and trying this recipe and trying this recipe on my family to the point they were sick of it and didn't make it. So I was completely bummed out, and I actually lost a lot of confidence in my ability to cook because I didn't make it out of that first room. And then they decided to come to Detroit, and my best friend and my mom were like, try it again. You know, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I didn't take it as seriously, but I elevated the dish that I did. So I actually did pork belly, a roasted pork belly with a corn puree, crispy fried leeks on the top of that, and then a cherry barbecue sauce and my signature garlic sauce on that. And I didn't expect much. You know, I was already defeated myself, said I wasn't going to do anything, and we couldn't take a phone. Well, I got called first. So I got voted first out of that room. And we were taken to a hallway. My mom and my best friend were sitting upstairs expecting me to be out in 10 minutes. And I got taken to a second room. They did an interview just in front of producers with us. I got called first out of that again. And then we went to another room. We did another set of interviews. And then I got called again. And they said, you need to be back here tomorrow morning. You're going to do an on camera. So I came back down to Detroit the next day, did an on camera. And then I made it through that. So they sent me to my hometown to do the video and kind of show who I am and what I did. So I did a cooking segment with my nephew and played volleyball for a little bit. Yeah, that's a little embarrassing. I got blocked, I think. And then it was a waiting game. And the only thing I got was because I finally asked because we didn't know when it was going to come down. But I made it all the way through the state of Michigan. I was in the top 3 or 4 in the state of Michigan. But I didn't make it to LA because I didn't have enough of a biting story. So I didn't have any trauma in my life, or I wasn't dramatic. So I didn't make it through that. And then Food Court Wars was all pretty much phone calls and being on camera, like live taping, almost like a Zoom meeting. And we made it to the top 3 in the state, and we did not get picked because we were from Detroit and they were doing it clear up in the upper part of Michigan in Traverse City. So they didn't think that we would pull in enough people to support us. So I mean, I still use the logo from that. We had to come up with a whole business plan and everything. And again, it was a lot of fun, but it's such a disappointment when you go through all that work and don't make it.
Right, it is.
It's the TV aspect of it, like especially I don't know about LA and stuff, but what I've learned anyways, some people they want to be actors or something. I know you're not going for actors, but you could spend a whole day just sitting there waiting for your turn, and then they'll take 2 looks at you and be like, "Yeah, you're not what we're looking for." Like they don't always look at your talent; they're looking for, like you said, like a traumatic story or something to bring in views. So that could be very emotionally taxing. So I could see how you'd be a little bit taken aback, right? But the fact that you did it is amazing, right?
It was a great experience. And yes, Arcade, I'm from just north of Detroit. And BK Phipps, I hate the Wolverines. Go green, go white.
Oh, and Bees Poppin said hello.
Hey, Bees Poppin. Sorry, we're chatting. I saw a comment. Is there a video clip of it out? There?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, is there something somewhere we could watch that? That would be cool.
If there's anything left of the Master Chef, it would be in one of the first 3 episodes of I think season 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
I look completely different because back then I had dark hair because I'm naturally a brunette. Now I'm a blonde because you know what? Blonde hides the gray.
Oh my god.
But no, nothing from Food Court Wars because it was just they only taped with the teams that made it.
So wait, Food Court Wars.
I've never heard of that.
It was on Food Network. Tyler Florence was the host. And based on you got a spot for a year in a food court in a mall. So I would have had to pick up and move. My whole family's around here. I would have had to pick up and move about 5 hours north. But it's almost good that it didn't work out.
Yeah, we're interested in these cooking questions because we are both chefs. We went to chef school, and that's how we met.
Well, I do want to know something. Out of the 3 people that were interviewing you for Master Chef, right? Mm-hmm. Which one was the nicest? Do you think?
So I never actually met the main judges, so it was all producers and everything. But one of the chefs in the tasting room, I knew I had a chance because the one girl came over and she tasted it, and then she walked around the room, and then she came back and she took another bite, and then 2 other people came over and were like, "Oh yeah, I agree." And then she goes, "I'm totally stealing this for my restaurant," and I was like,
"No, that's kind of."
Okay.
I would have been like, "No."
That's a compliment. But I did get to see Graham Elliott. We went to his restaurant the next day. I think a lot of Gordon Ramsay's is shtick. I don't think he's. If you see his daughter's TikTok videos, I don't think he's as evil as the persona on TV.
No, yeah, I get that.
I agree with that for sure. Man, that's an amazing story. I love that. Okay.
For your first video, you seem very comfortable on camera. Have you had practice before, and do you get nervous on camera?
It depends on the guest. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little, when you told me yesterday that I needed to get questions for you guys too, I was like, like I kind of like panic. But between the first 2 channels, I'd had at least, there's got to be at least 70 episodes between those 2 channels. So I'd had a lot of practice before I started this one. And then, like I said, my job requires me to be in front of people all the time, between either the boards that I work for or homeowners if they're having a meeting. So it's comes kind of natural. Plus, I'm just a big goofball. So
yeah. Plus, you've had the practice to thicken your skin up. Like you said, what was your job that you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a property manager. So I deal with condominiums and homeowners associations all day long. All those complaints.
Yeah, so you got lots of practice with nice people, uncomfortable people, mean people, all sorts of people. So yeah,
but you know how it is. Like sometimes you'll get a guest and it's just not clicking, and there's like dead air space. They don't want to talk, or they're in a bad mood or something, and it's like then that's when the panic starts setting in, and I'm fumbling words or whatever because I don't know what to do now to try and yank a story out of them.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my next question is, how did you decide to do a beer testing video for your first video?
So I wanted to do something that would appeal to both men and women, because I figured if I went too much on the cooking side of things, it would mostly appeal to the feminine side, and I wanted to kind of bring in the male perspective as well. So I said, let's do what goes best with beer. And then I picked 2 very funny people to be on the show with me. And we also picked a national food chain so that we could both get the same thing. So that we were literally comparing apples to apples what we were doing.
Right.
I also drink. I'm not a big drinker. I'm actually usually the designated driver. But yeah, I do like beer. I'm more of a microbrew stout kind of a girl than lagers, but
That kind of leads me to my next question. Curious, why did you get a Bell's tattoo? Are you a big fan of that beer?
I am a huge fan of Oberon, that's what that tattoo is. But I also went to school in Kalamazoo, so Arcade. I know exactly where Muskegon is because I've been there many times. I've been in the lake there in October when I shouldn't have been. But I went to Western Michigan for school and for a couple of years, and so Bell's is based in Kalamazoo, and so it was very prevalent. You could get it pretty cheap there.
Okay.
This is not a question. This is just what I saw. The book you made about your grandma's recipes, it's such an amazing thing, and such a great idea.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. Actually, I was just looking at it. I'm doing something similar for the channel right now. So what I've been doing is snipping pictures of different shows where we've done recipes, like Funko Pops and Unicorns and her chocolate gravy and stuff like that. So I'm doing something similar to do for Christmas time. But what that was for was kind of a healing process. Those pictures that we took of the rooms were how she had them set up before we completely demolished everything and sold off the house. So it's one of those comforting things that whenever I want to go back and remember what her house looked like and what it was like to walk in there and the smells and everything. The refrigerator that is I have a picture of that had pictures of all of us growing up. I mean, from the time I was 5 to I was playing volleyball in college and stuff like that, that it's just that it's that touch of keeping her right here.
Right.
Okay, so you have a nice piece of history to take with you for forever and maybe pass down.
We pass that on every
year,
every part of our family. So all of the kids and all of the cousins, grandkids, all have a copy of it.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good story too.
Yeah.
We have lots of good stories.
Okay, my next question is: do you guys still have the honey beehives, and is it hard to take care of it?
Yeah. So he was concerned this year about the health of the hives. There were some of them where the numbers seemed to drop well before they should have around now. So he did not take any honey this fall. That's normally when we harvest it, is in the fall, right before winter, but we always leave enough to get them through to the spring. It's been a very difficult, especially in the past couple of years. The bee health has declined worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some of the things we've had trouble with is they'll break the seal on the hive too soon. Like it'll warm up here in Michigan, 50, 60 degrees. They'll break the seal and then all of a sudden it drops back and it's in the -5 and it'll kill the hive. Or one of the things that we had to do was put some of those moisture bags, because if there's too much moisture in the hive, they basically get mold on themselves and it'll kill them. And we've had issues with mites. So it's been an adventure, but it's something that my dad is very passionate about. We all have our own bee suits. I wish I had the picture of my nephew because he looks like E.T. in his. But yes, we still have them. He did not harvest any this fall. This that I have here was from what he got in the spring. So if we find out if we have hives left, if they've died off, he harvests the honey, and then we buy new queens and new hives to start.
Is it very different from the store honey?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Is it more sweeter?
Yeah, so the stuff you get in there's a couple of differences. First of all, the stuff you get in the store is usually cut with corn syrup, so it's not 100% honey. Second of all, it's pasteurized for shelf life and for safety. So this is, if you can find local honey, no matter where you are in the country, local honey is really, really good for you health-wise, because if it's done pasteurized stuff, because it has a lot of properties in it that'll help with allergies that are local to your area. So if I start feeling I'm having an allergy attack or whatever, I'll make a cup of tea, put a teaspoon of that in there, because it helps with my allergies and pollen and stuff like that.
Oh, that's interesting. I should try that, because I've been getting allergies lately and I've never had them in my life.
Well, yeah, we're going through kind of a rough patch with they're doing a lot of construction, so there's a lot more dust in the air, but we also live right in the heart of the city of Mississauga. So, I mean, you're getting smog and all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know that about honey. I knew it had some great properties for, health reasons, but I didn't know it could help with allergies, which is really cool.
Thank you, Sad Bones. I read that message. Oh, it's really nice. This one right here.
Oh, this has been such an enjoyable podcast. You guys have such lovely voices. That's a nice compliment.
Thank you. What's a food you don't like to eat?
Honestly, and my brothers will probably smack me for this, I am not a big venison fan. My brothers are hunters. And if push came to shove and we, had went in lockdown again and there was no meat available, I would eat it if I had to. But there's something about the flavor of venison that I don't like. There's a gamey flavor to it that I can pick up on. It was the same thing with lamb and mutton. I think it tastes like dirty socks. And I don't
I second that. Not a huge fan,
Not
right?
a big fan either. Yeah.
We tried it at the restaurant near our house, and it's the same thing. Whatever, if it's the gamey flavor or the texture, something about it. And I have some hunters in my family, a couple cousins too, right?
Yeah.
My cousin Doug.
Yeah.
And he loves that kind of gamey meat, deer and venison and rabbit, and I'm like, oh God, no! I
don't mind rabbit. I had that at a restaurant. It was braised, and I don't remember, but I'd never had rabbit before that night, and it was great. I mean, fantastic texture, very silky. You know, it was wonderful.
Yeah. My friend's giving us a rabbit he's a hunter, and he said he's going to give me one.
To try.
He's going to skin it and everything for us.
And also, I don't think I've had it before. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've never had duck. And they say that's a very fatty meat.
Yeah, that day you missed out on chef school. We did duck.
Oh, yeah. You guys did duck.
I think you had an appointment or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't render that skin out, then it just ruins it. And if you that can be so easily overcooked.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See? I didn't know about that.
How did you get into volleyball?
Genetics. My parents both played when I was born, and my mom actually sprained both of her thumbs. And back in the day when I was born in the 70s, she had the diaper service with the pins and everything, and she was trying to diaper me with 2 sprained thumbs.
Oh my gosh! But
I actually grew up playing soccer.
Oh, okay.
And I was the goalie. And then when we moved to Ohio, I tried out for basketball. I hated it. Everyone's like, "You're tall. You should play basketball." I hate basketball. And everybody asks me if I play basketball. And then when we moved from Ohio to Michigan 18 months later, the first day when my mom signed me up for school, it was the last day of tryouts for the volleyball team. And my mom shoved me in the gym. She's like, "I'll pick you up in an hour and a half." I'm like, "What?" Don't know a soul, but here, I'll try out. Well, they put me on the team because I was the new kid and because of the fact that I was over 5 feet tall in 8th grade. So I sat the bench.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year I tried out and I made the team again because I was tall. And I sat the bench. And then my 10th grade year, halfway through the season, I started. And then 11th and 12th, I was on varsity. And so my senior year, I ended up getting a couple of different scholarship offers and playing in college.
Oh, wow. That's good. It's amazing.
So what's your favorite food to eat?
Ooh, I am a big fan of Italian. There's something, I make bolognese sauce, homemade bolognese.
Yeah.
And I usually know when my sister-in-law is pregnant because she'll be like, "Can you make me a big vat of bolognese?" I'm like, I got another niece or nephew coming. But I love Italian food. There's something so comforting. Last night I made a vintage squash. It's called honey nut squash. So it looks like a baby version of a butternut, but it's kind of a caramel striped little
I've
squash.
seen it.
And then I roasted that off and made cheese tortellini with the butternut squash or with the honey nut squash sauce. And so I don't know. I'm a big carb person. You never trust a skinny chef. This is what they say, and I definitely you can trust me.
Did you make your own? Did you make your own home cheese tortellini, like with make your own pasta and stuff, or did you buy it? Like, how do you usually do it?
I have made my own pasta. Last night I cheated, but I did buy the fresh. I didn't buy the dried. I bought fresh because I'd worked all day. We were babysitting the little one. So Lisa has a granddaughter, and we were babysitting. So I tried to do something that I could do in like a half an hour, 45 minutes, and get it done.
Because it takes time to make pasta for sure. But just your ideas, like the squash idea, it sounds like a great sauce to put on cheese tortellini. I mean, my goodness, right?
Yeah.
Very
I'll
creative.
I'll send it to you guys. Actually, I have a Patreon page. I'm not hawking that tonight, but for those people that are my Patreons, there are some that are free that are on there, and then there are some that only the Patreons get to see.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I did throw that recipe up there last night.
I would agree. You gotta make your bank with these great ideas, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be really cool. I'll check that out. All right. So what technique do you need to improve on with your cooking?
Like I said, baking. So I do custom cakes. I was doing it a lot for people outside of my family. I've done wedding cakes and things like that. And then I got involved with a charity called Icing Smiles. So kids who are terminally ill or hospitalized or have things like leukemia that are ongoing illnesses, we would do what they called a fantasy cake. So it's kind of like Children's Miracle Network for birthdays, basically.
Yeah, okay.
And so I've done like huge SpongeBob SquarePants cakes and all kinds of stuff like that. But I got into doing that because of my nephew being born. And so the cool thing about, now there's 3 of them. But the cool thing is every single year since my nephew has been born, those kids have gotten cakes that I have made. So whatever they want, they get. We're doing Friday, tomorrow. I'll be doing one that's an LOL, those dolls with the big eyes and hair. My 7-year-old niece wants an LOL cake. So tomorrow night we're baking that for her birthday party on Sunday.
Oh,
wow.
It sounds to me like you really don't have a problem with cakes. Like
box cakes. I've never really done it from scratch, but but actually I've talked to a lot of different chefs and bakers, and they've all said, use the box mix. It's super easy. It turns out the same consistency. So
yeah, I agree with you, Sad Bones. Best Auntie Award for sure. That's amazing.
If you guys want to see them, go to Bite Size Bistro on Facebook. It looks like a little spoon.
Bite Size Bistro.
Yeah, Bite Size Bistro, and there's a bunch of the cakes, and there's pictures from MasterChef on there, like when I was in Chicago, like the sign and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Oh, you want me to?
No, I'll read it.
Okay. What's your favorite dessert?
Creme brulee.
Oh wow,
that's a hard one to make.
Yeah,
it's super hard, but it's something that, especially, I'm lucky. I've gotten to travel a lot. I've been to New York City and stayed in the Waldorf Astoria for my 30th birthday. I had the opportunity to go to England and France, and creme brulee was one of those things where, it was kind of like, it's not like my family has a ton of money, but that's always like one of those decadent desserts. And so I had one in Harrods in London. And then we went to a restaurant in Detroit, and at the time I was trying to, there was the blogging thing was really big. Mm-hmm. So I was doing like restaurant reviews, and then I'd leave a card at the end saying your review will be up online at this website, da-da-da-da-da. So when I wrote it for that restaurant, I said, it's amazing that this creme brulee that I had exact same texture, exact same flavor as the one that I had at Harrods in London. Well, then all of a sudden, the first time ever, like, didn't think anybody was looking at it, right? I get an email from the restaurant, from the pastry chef, and it said, funny that you said that. I actually trained at Harrods in London, and that's the same recipe from Harrods in London.
Oh, no way.
So they invited the family to come back down, and then I got to meet the pastry chef and everything else, and he's like, I still cannot believe that you picked up on it. It's the same recipe.
That's amazing. Yeah, she's got a good palate, right? Oh my God, that's a really cool thing to happen. 6 degrees of separation, right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Do you like spicy food?
In moderation. I don't know how much you've watched of this channel, or if you go back to look at the Night Owls with Fox. So we did several fundraisers between Fox and myself. When we did that channel for 4 or 5 months, we raised over $5,000 for different charities. And one of them, we said we would do the Death Nut Challenge if we raised a certain amount of money, and we hit that like 5 minutes into the live stream. So me thinking, okay, everybody's done now, right? We're there. I didn't up it by enough, and the luau, he said, if you guys hit $400, I'll give you guys the one chip challenge.
Oh God, no.
So we did the Death Notes first. There is an epic picture somewhere. If you go and watch that one, Fox Crown has a snot string that's about this long coming out of his nose. He's dying. I'm dying. And then the next weekend we did the one chip challenge. That's still, until the recent Death Nuts that I just did, that was the worst. So I've done the Nitro Gummy Bear, the Death Nuts twice. So I've done 2 and 3 Death Nuts, the one chip challenge, and the Satan's Toe. So when you get up to that spicy, it's not enjoyable because you're in pain and you're slobbering and everything else. But I love Mexican food, and I actually just gave somebody a jar of hot honey. So my dad steeped jalapenos in our honey, and I just gave that to one of my Patreons actually. And so yeah, spicy I can do. I think my body's telling me to stop doing the stupid stuff with spicy.
Because you pay for it right at the moment, and then you might pay for it later too.
Oh no, you do pay for it later.
And because you did the 1 chip challenge, right?
No, I did the end. It's 6,000 Scoville units
of the hot sauce.
Yeah,
that
the
you
hot
bought.
sauce. Yeah, that sucked. I died.
Yeah,
the last Death Nuts one, I finished it, but it was 16 million Scoville.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, I can't do that stuff. I just can't.
Yeah.
And as you get older, it gets not as easy to take that stuff. So those are some good answers. What type of food have you not tried but is interested in trying?
I actually saw this on a channel, Slapshot Pops, and I have not tried it that I'm aware of, and I think there's some similarities with other types of food. But she was eating Persian food, and looking at them eating it and how they were describing it and everything else, that's something that I really, really, really want to try. I haven't been able to find something, which is really weird because we have a very ethnically diverse area around Detroit. But that's one of the things that I really want to try is the things that she had in the episode that sounded so good.
Okay, and it was Persian, is that what you said?
Persian. It was a chicken dish that she had, or that John and Joanna were sharing that looked amazing. And so as soon as I can find a restaurant, we're going to try and get Joanna on because Joanna, I think, has Persian background in her. Yeah. So she's going to tell me what to order, and then we're going to try that.
Yeah, I would love to try Persian as well, but I haven't seen any restaurants where we live that offer that. We have Chinese, we got Italian, we got,
We got almost everything. But
except Persian. That would be cool. If we find one, I'll definitely check it out.
Quick question before we get into the serious questions. Do you like Hardcore Pawn by any chance?
Hardcore Pawn?
Yeah,
it's
a pawn show that is in Detroit.
So when I was doing Collector TV with Troy actually came to Detroit and we ended up meeting up. But before he would come and meet me, which we met at the casino in downtown, he went to the pawn shop, the Hardcore Pawn. I've seen several episodes. I can honestly say that people in Detroit are like that. I have not personally been in the store. It's not in the best location. So I haven't ventured there. Detroit's gotten a lot better. I mean, we still get a pretty bad rap, but since they put the casinos in and all of the arenas are now in downtown Detroit, the area is cleaned up quite a bit.
Oh, good. That's good to hear.
But so that show, there might be some realism to it because I'm like, no, people don't act like that. There's no way. And I was talking to you about this today. I was like, there's no way. And well, you just
verified it.
Yeah, verified it for us.
There's more than 2 turn signals in the state of Michigan. One of them involves your middle finger.
Okay.
Wow. Have you ever tried shark steak?
So I have had shark before. My family's big into sushi as well. So even my nephew, he'll even eat sushi. So yes, I have had it. I'm not a huge cooked fish person. I will eat sushi all day long. But I don't like that fishy flavor. And I have like this weird phobia about eating lake fish, like perch or bluegill or anything like that. For whatever reason, like I know the ocean is dirtier than most lakes, but it freaks me out to think about eating like perch and things like that.
Oh, interesting.
Everybody's got their tastes.
Yep.
Okay.
What's a chef who you look up to?
For inspiration.
For inspiration, yes.
I would say an old school one, and then I'll give you a new school one. The old school one is definitely Julia Child.
I had a feeling she was going to say that.
I love that she does those classic dishes. She did the classic dishes, but she also added humor into her shows, and I think that's what led the path for all of the food networks and channels that we have now. But my new chef that if I could step into someone's shoes and live their life for a day is Mythical Kitchen. Josh on Good Mythical Kitchen. If you haven't seen it, he does crazy things like he'll recreate a burger from Burger King, but it's gonna be a $500 burger. He uses the best ingredients, or he'll do snack smash. So he'll take flaming hot Cheetos and mix it with something else. Like that sounds so fun.
Yeah, for sure.
It does.
So that sounds entertaining, actually.
All right, we're gonna move out of the cooking questions and move into the Funko questions
Sure.
now. So, what was your first Funko you collected ever in your collection?
My first one was given to me by my best friend, which was Bob Ross. So we have had many nights of cocktailing and setting up our own little easels and trying to paint Bob Ross. And so she, for I think it was my birthday, it was either my birthday or Christmas, she got me all of these different Bob Ross gifts, and in there was a Funko Pop. And I didn't think anything of it. Like, it sat on a shelf for like 3 years before I realized what I had.
Right.
And so yeah, that was the very first one that I ever received.
Wow. How did you get into collecting Funko Pops? Like collecting, yeah.
Flipping failure. So I was. It was one of those. I wanted to get some that were the con ones and stuff because I wanted to put them on eBay and everything like that. And then, well, you can't see them because they're up there. But then I realized that they had Back to the Future Pops, and Back to the Future is like my favorite movie trilogy ever. And so then I was like, "Ooh, I have to get those." And somewhere back here, well, my big Martys are back here, and then I have
love it.
Goonies. So I love movies, and so the Goonies Pops are back there. Well, those are the new ones, but behind that is Sloth in the Superman shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can kind of
like $730 or something crazy. And then I've got all of Ready Player One right here.
That would be something
yes,
you like.
I love that. I have almost all of them. I'm missing the samurai, and I'm missing the main bad guy.
Sorrento?
Yeah.
So Caitlin, Funko Pops and Unicorns, actually sent me as a gift the Glow Sixer. So I have all the different Sixers. I have all 3 versions of Parzival, the 2 versions of Artemis, and then I thought I had them all, and then I realized that I didn't have Iron Giant.
Right. I don't have that one either.
I ended up finding him.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's the Ready Player One version. So now I really do have them all. I have the Crystal Parzival and the Bronze Parzival.
Wow, so, yeah. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
You only need 2 more, right?
I need 3.
3, sorry.
I don't have all the variants. I'm just collecting the main ones,
Yeah, sure.
Funko Pops you'd like to see Funko make?
I'd like them to go back to the 80s. So I've talked about this for quite a while, but like Weird Science, and they could do Chet, but then the chase would be him as like the blobby alien, and then Kelly LeBrock, and then the gym outfit, and Kelly LeBrock in the outfit that she was at the mall, and they could do Anthony Michael Hall, the Wyatt, and I forget what his name is. They could do them, when they're dorky, and then when all of a sudden they're cool and stuff like that. I mean, that was a movie that I just think was amazing. I'm a little bummed that they haven't done Lorraine and George from Back to the Future. There's a lot of characters that I think are missing from that. And what was the other one we were talking about the other day?
They're big characters too, Lorraine.
Yeah.
And
some of like the shows we grew up on. Like Different Strokes and Webster and those kinds of things, like those nostalgic. It seems like Brian Mariotti and Funko have like settled in that groove of the 80s, 90s. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see some of those nostalgic ones.
80s and 90s. I would definitely enjoy that too.
You collect soda pops?
Yeah.
Okay, you do. What was your first soda pop?
I don't remember. It's got to be one of the ad icons. I mean, I have some of the early ones.
Okay.
I don't remember which one I got first. And at first I was like, these are stupid. And then now I actually collect more sodas than I do pops.
Oh, wow.
It happens that way
That's
sometimes.
Crazy. Most and least valued Funko Pop in your collection, if you know.
So Sloth, the Superman shirt Sloth, I think he's over $700 in value. That's the most valuable one that I have. I have a few autographed ones that I don't know the exact value of. I have a graded Ninja Turtle, and I know the value of the pop is like $250, but I don't know how much more the grading adds to the value of that. So, but I would have to say Sloth.
Oh, wow.
Least valuable one that I have. I mean, I've got some that are worth like $2. I mean, super common. My mom would go out. My mom has really gotten into this too. So my mom has a bunch. My nephew's got probably 60. But she would just go to like Joann Fabrics or Michael's or whatever, and she'd see pops, and she's like, "You don't have this one," so she'll get Toy Story ones and stuff like that. I mean, they're worth what, $2-3, but they're from my mom, and I will never give away a gifted, anything that's gifted to me.
Yeah. Okay, this one is a fun one. Is your collecting a hobby or addiction at this point?
Straight up addiction.
Right to the point.
Oh no, yeah. The other day, what was it? So this week they dropped the die-cast Iron Man.
Right.
And I want the other two because I have a lot of Captain America and I have a ton of Batman. So I wanted the other two, but then I saw that one and I was like, I'm just getting it because I can, right? Because it was actually still there. Right. And so yeah, there's times where I'm just like, why did I buy that? Like I got Polaris from the last. It's not something I collect. Right. I just thought it looked kind of cool. So, I mean, that's the point where you have a problem when you're buying just because you're buying it, not because it's like a line that you really want to collect.
Right.
Hey, Trapper.
Oh, yeah. And Sleepy Collectibles.
Hey, Sleeping Collectibles.
Sleeping. I always say I was sleepy when I'm sleeping.
Right.
No, but
thank you for coming in.
We've gotten better at that.
Yeah, we were worse. We're selling a lot of the ones that we don't really care for anymore.
Just to have it.
I know.
Gotten better at that.
I have a ton of anime that's sitting over there that it will not stay in my house.
We gotta trade. We gotta trade. I got a whole bunch of movie ones that I don't collect.
So there you go. Yeah.
Right.
All right. What Funko Pop did you miss out on that you wish you had picked up or still really want part of your collection?
When you first collected?
Ooh, going back to when I first started, there is the Boba Fett that came out with the Loungefly bag. It was like a year or two ago with the con. That's one of the few Boba Fetts I don't have. And so I'm bummed I missed out on that. There's a couple I wish I would have had back. Like I got them on the drop and then either gave them away or sold them for whatever reason. Like the Cheshire Cat. Mm-hmm. It's worth like $300-400 now or something crazy. And I think I sold it for like $75.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With some of them that I've tried to collect in the past, I was like, oh, it's $50 or $70, something like that. I can't remember exactly which ones. But then I just let them go. I'm like, oh, it'll go down in price, and it actually went the other way. So
there's like
most valuable ones I've had. I mean, honestly, I'm this is again how it's an addiction is I've played in waffles, and so the Glow Marty. I think I ended up buying like $52 worth of spots and ended up winning it. And, he's worth 400 and some odd bucks. Ralphie, because Christmas Story is my favorite Christmas movie. So the bunny suit Ralphie that's flocked, he's worth another $300-400. Oh, okay. I actually didn't pay a dime for him. The guy, I hadn't even sent the money yet. I ended up winning it and he came with cash back. So I got the pop and he paid me $50. I would have gotten 100. Wow. But I got the pop and $50. So I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. That is really lucky. It's really cool. Okay. What's your favorite genre of Funko Pop?
The three main lines that I collect are Movie Pops, Mandalorian, and Masters of the Universe.
Interesting.
Weren't you doing Masters of the Universe? No, I always think that. But
none of the ones that I collect. I collect music, I collect anime, and I collect wrestling.
Okay.
And some other things, but.
Alrighty. How many Funkos do you have in your collection so far?
As precise as it is, which I have a feeling I need to go through and double check. I have somewhere in the neighborhood just shy of 800.
Oh wow, that's a
That's a decent amount.
Collection, yeah.
Most people say between 600 and 900 usually, and then you get a few in the thousands.
Yeah.
Right?
Like LJ.
Like LJ.
LJ collects crazy.
Lisa will kill me if I get over 1,000.
You're going to run out of room soon, it looks like.
I already have several times, and there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus those 4 need to go somewhere, and there's some in the living room. So, yeah, I'm out of room again, and I just bought another bookshelf.
Yeah, we just got a new bookshelf, and it's starting to fill up already.
Half full. Yeah. Okay. What was your first Funko chase?
It was in the wild. I went to actually Joanne Fabrics with my mom. My mom makes blankets for pets that are injured and sends them off. She works for the charity. And so while she was doing that and picking out the fleece for the blankets, I was running around and I saw Funko Pops, and so I moved around, and there was Alex Trebek chase. Nice. So that was my very first chase. I got it in the wild, so it was super cool.
Wow. Alex Trebek.
That's awesome.
That's a good one too. Especially
I've never found one in the wild, like,
out and about.
Yeah.
But Alex Trebek, because he is passed away now, like I think that would be special to have part of the collection,
Yeah.
If you like Jeopardy. I don't know if a lot of people like Jeopardy. But anyway. How many Funko chases do you have in your collection?
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler.
Probably close to 20. Between 20? Pops and sodas. I have more chase sodas, I think, than I do pops.
Oh, okay.
That's still a good amount.
Yeah, I have 1 chase soda and 2 chase pops I just got. Because I just got Angus Young chase, and I got Brett Michaels, thank you. I had a brain fart.
Yeah.
I ordered all 4 of the Blacklight sodas, the Alice in Wonderland, and I ended up 2 and 2. And I'm not a chase chaser. So and I got him recently.
Oh wow.
Rocket. So I'll just order 1 soda, and whatever I get. But I've gotten lucky on some of the ones that I really, really liked, like Duck Dodgers. I got the chase on that. 1 can, got the chase. Rosie from the Jetsons, 1 can, 1 chase.
Wow.
I did end up buying 2 Man at Large. What's his name? I don't know. I got 2 Prince Adams in. Is it Man at Arms? It might be Man at Arms. Man at Arms from Masters of the Universe, and I ended up getting the common in the chase out of the 4 sodas.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Part of her collection.
I always just buy 1 soda. I never buy more than 1.
They're more expensive up here, too.
Yeah, they are more expensive. They're $25 down here.
Up here.
Yeah.
Wow. and you're like, if you can translate it over to American, that's probably pushing like close to $30 American, right?
Yeah.
I would say so, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do the math, the exchange.
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite store to shop at for Funkos?
Let's see. They're actually local. Pop and Duo mentioned them on one of their videos, and so it's MI Pops. So they're super nice in there. Actually, at 9:00 tonight, they're dropping another 300, and they've only been open for a year. So I started shopping there like a month after they opened or so. But if I need something or I'm looking for something, like they were hardcore trying to find me the Iron Giant to finish my set, and I needed the Crystal Parzival for the Ready Player One set. They like, hey, we found one, we've got it here, just come pick it up. And so they don't gouge me on the pricing and stuff like that. So they're super helpful. If you see their drop and you can reach out to them, they will actually ship. So if you want something that they drop tonight, and every single week they've got new stuff out. So and that's my favorite place to go when I need something, especially if it's an older pop.
Okay. And they're super fair with their prices and.
Yep.
Because there's one store that gouges like so bad in our area. Like if you try to buy like a $15 pop, like they'll add like shipping, and like their shop is like down the street, and it's like $10 for shipping. It's just like ridiculous.
If it was 15, it would be like 25, 30.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You could tell. I hope the best for them, but they're gonna go out of business if they're not careful.
So like, I didn't take the sticker off yet, but like I got this Artemis. It was only $5.
Oh wow, $5! Wow.
You have Artemis, don't you?
I have the other one. I found it at. I'll show you.
The copper one.
Yeah, the copper one. I don't have to show you now.
Okay. And how much was that one?
That one was 13.
13.
Yeah.
They had the Walmart exclusive Sixer. I paid $9 for that. They had Show, one of the two. And I can look next time I go. I'll look and I'll send you pictures if it's anything that you need. And you let me know and I can grab it because they have, for whatever reason, they keep getting Ready Player One pops in.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Show was only $5. Daito I ended up getting at Secondhand Charlie's, and that box is beat to crap though. But at least I have it. That's all I can say. At least I have it.
Daito.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. What's your favorite 10-inch Funko?
If you have any.
Ooh, I do.
Or if you don't.
Oh, I have
Hey, Chappy Pops.
I love my Disco Skeletor because it's Masters of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Optimus Prime. Those are my two favorite 10-inch that I have.
Oh wow.
An Optimus Prime. Okay.
I didn't know they did the 10-inch for Transformers.
Yeah, I
there's
didn't.
Shockwave too, and I almost grabbed him at GameStop the other night because he actually has cassettes that you can change out and put in his chest.
Oh,
and
wow.
I almost grabbed him and I didn't because they had a couple left. So
yeah.
Plus I have way too many 10-inch pops.
Yeah, we don't have any.
Any yet.
Yeah, any yet.
Oh, I've got... I still don't understand in Funko if you guys are listening in on all of these different things going on. Will you please make the 10-inch Boo Berry so I can get the whole rest of the set?
Boo Berry.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
I want 10-inch music pops.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I got humongous Jimi Hendrix or humongous, that would be sick.
That would be sweet.
Okay, I can kind of see from looking here, but do you prefer to display in box or out of box?
The ones I have that are out of box are ones that I picked up out of box. So at like flea markets and things like that.
Yes. We do the same thing.
As a kid, I regret now. I have a bunch of the original Star Wars figures from like back in the 70s that are super valuable, but I played with them all and, they're not worth anything now. I mean, I'm sure they are, but so these I like. Even my sodas, with the exception of a couple, are all in can. I don't display those out, and everything's in box.
Okay.
No,
very few that are out of box.
After like learning about collecting, I definitely learned because I had a lot of toys as a kid that if they were in boxes today, you know what? I'd be a lot richer than I am now. But you're a kid, so I mean, right?
Oh, I had OG Cabbage Patch. I mean, like, if that thing was in box and it was pristine, we would be having this conversation from me being on a beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, I know, right? But I learned, especially being with Johnny, that you got to keep things. Now that I'm older, I guess I can, but you got to keep things in box if you ever plan to sell them. If you're gonna keep them for yourself, do whatever the hell you want, right? But if you want them to be worth something, perhaps if you ever have kids or for your family or something, in box is the best if you want to get your return on your money, right?
Exactly. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Nadia. Nadia just kicked my butt in tic-tac-toe. But it's because she chose Disney. She wouldn't go with movies. I was like, come on, let's go movies. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, don't pick Disney. Don't pick Disney. She's like, let's do Disney. I was like...
I'm on your side, Nadia.
Speaking about Nadia, we got a cancellation, and she's taken the spot for the third podcast coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll be happy to have you then.
Yep.
And Samira Youssef.
Good morning.
Good morning from the Philippines.
Good morning.
Hope you're enjoying your morning.
Yeah, there. If you want to jump in on sodas, what Trapper just put in there, Super Funko Mo, he does like $2.50 to $3 a spot. and he's got all the new sodas and stuff. So he's constantly waffling them off, and he's a lot of fun to watch too. But I've gotten quite a few sodas off of him.
Oh wow.
Okay. What's your favorite soda? Oh, Batman.
This is the pink Batman.
Pink Batman.
Yeah.
And not even because it's so valuable, because it's a couple hundred, like $200-300 or whatever. I lost my grandmother to breast cancer, and so this soda, I only wanted the pink one. I was dying to get the pink one. Again, I got one can lucky, and I ended up getting that. But this is one that will never ever leave my collection. Like, I want to be buried with it because it's in memory of my grandma.
Oh, that's really nice. My grandma beat it.
Lisa beat it. My girlfriend, she beat it. She's been cancer free for 4 or 5 years now.
Oh wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
But I really like the pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Are you a fan of mystery boxes?
Love them. I mean, come on. I mean, it's so fun because you don't know what you're gonna get. I only ever bought one mystery box from Franchise Kicks, and it was when I first started, and I ended up hitting the second to top hit on that. I've hit a big hit off of Gem Pops, his mystery boxes. I've had a lot of ones where I've completely lost money on it. Most of the time, it's just nice because you pretty much break even on it. You might add something new to your collection, and if you do hit one of the bigger hits, it's like you get like that adrenaline rush, kind of like Christmas Day, you're opening a present kind of thing. So, yeah, I love mystery boxes.
I haven't had the best luck in Canada mystery boxes. Like, I've been getting garbage, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I would assume that it's a lot easier for us down here to do the mystery box thing than it is up there.
And if you get one you don't like, or say something like that, you can either do a giveaway or you can sell it. Like, it's not a complete loss. You're not like, oh crap, I'm stuck with this forever now.
Yeah.
You can give it to someone that might appreciate it more. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
no, absolutely.
mystery boxes are fun.
Anime. That's where that all goes.
You're hurting my feelings. I'm a big anime fan.
I know. I saw all the DBZ behind you. And I was like, ooh.
Okay,
we're at the segment for random questions. So this is going to be fun. We're just going to have fun with this.
Awesome.
So if you could time travel, when and where would it be?
Where would you go?
Where would you go? Yeah.
I would like to, one of my dreams, and it kind of played off my Halloween costume in the Halloween show, if you saw that, was I wanted to be an astronaut. And so I would love to go back to 1963 when they landed on the moon and be able to sit in the living room and watch that. And,
oh, wow.
But knowing all that I know now and just see how that looked and experience that, because I think that would be amazing. So that would be a year that I would love to go back and just experience that.
Wow, that was interesting.
Well, how do you know that the moon landing is actually real?
You don't, but the interesting thing is, so Lisa's dad had a condo in Florida, and she let me, again, I mean, I'm like a 44-year-old 5-year-old. So she's like, we can go to NASA for the day. And I was like,
that's cool.
So we went down there and to see the launch pads and to see one of the shuttles that's now hanging in there. Atlantis is hanging up in there. I don't know, but what I do know is what they've led on to is a lot of what they're doing now is they're planning on going back to the moon in 3 more years, I think, and then they're gonna land again. There's obviously, I think it's probably a lot easier to fake it now with all of the technology with computers, but I'm very interested to see when that happens, if we get the same sort of rush and the same sort of like wow factor of when they do land and what they find.
Right.
In HD.
I thought they were going to Mars, though.
They are, but they're going to land. The first thing will be landing on the moon again, and then from that point on, they're also going to be shipping out to Mars. But I think it's something like a 2-year travel to get to Mars.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch. I think I love watching exploring that kind of thing. Then anyway, go ahead.
If you could relive any time in your life, what would it be?
I thought about, and I had a question for you guys that was kind of similar to this, but I would like to start over. I'd like to take all of the knowledge that I have now and start back over when I was 18, and I would make some pretty different choices with my life, because one thing I can tell you is I would not choose to be a property manager. And now that I know how passionate I am about cooking, I would have made the choice to actually go to culinary school and that kind of stuff. So, and I also think that I really didn't get to know myself until about 7.5 years ago when I met Lisa. I think I'd been lying to myself for 37 years. And, so I would have liked to have been more honest with myself and more open about who I was. And I think my life would have turned out differently.
Mm-hmm. It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Self-discovery.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. This one is a silly question. Do you hit the snooze button or do you wake up right away in the mornings?
I am more like the snooze button to the point where the snooze button doesn't want to work anymore kind of a girl. Like, I have such good intentions of getting up at like 5:15. I'm going to do, I'm going to feed the dog. I'm going to make myself some breakfast. And it's like all of a sudden I have to be at work at 8 and at 7:45. I'm like, oh shit. And then I, jump out of bed, and that's why my hair is in a bun and I'm out the door. So I love the snooze button.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have 3 alarms. So the first one will go off at 6. Then I'll press it. Then it'll go off at 6:30. Then I'll press it. Then I'll get up. Then it'll go off at 7. And I'm like, okay, I have to get up because I start work at 7:30.
But yeah, you go right back to sleep. Like, you're back into a deep sleep. Like, if I hit the snooze button, I'm like, gotta get up. Like, it's in the back of my mind. So I'm like half asleep, half awake. But no, he just goes right back to sleep. Like nothing ever happened. There's no such thing as getting up.
Oh yeah, me and the dog. There's days when the dog will still not get. Like, I have to like physically go pull her out of the bed, make her go outside, and then she runs back in, gets on the couch, gets under a blanket, and all you can hear is.
Who would play you in a movie of your life?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I would like to be a little bit better looking, so I would. What's the plus size model? Ashley Green or whatever her name, or Ashley something. I can't remember her name right now.
Ashley Green.
I think it's Ashley something, and she's oh lordy, there she is. There's the bane of my existence. Funko Pop unicorns. I'm 6'3", so it's not like you can get a super short actress to play me. I mean, either that or they got to put them on some sort of a box. But I would say it would have to be someone that I would want someone that played it that's not Hollywood thin. I'm not Hollywood thin. I would want it to be someone who is an authentic human being that is more shaped like me and stuff like that. So yeah, I would go. I can't remember. It's Ashley something. She just had a baby, and she's a plus size model. So I would step up a little bit in the facial department, but also kind of more true to how I'm built.
That's good. So you wouldn't change yourself completely. That's good. I'll look that up later.
All right. The next question's from our friend Sam. What female and male would you take out for lunch? Like famous person.
Famous person. David Beckham. I can't necessarily say that I wouldn't jump him. Hey, David. Yeah, I would love to go out to lunch with him because I've had a crush on him since I was 17 years old. I have an autographed jersey of his. Before he even came over to the United States, no one knew who he was. So it was like $40 to get that jersey, and now it's like $500.
Oh, wow.
So I was on that bandwagon early. And then, honestly, I would like to say that someone that I would like to meet and sit down with just recently is the girl who was the poet laureate at Biden's inauguration, the young girl. The way that she spoke and how passionate she was about life, I'd love to like pick her brain for a little bit about how this next generation is viewing the world And she was so much more mature than her age. Yeah, if you look up Joe Biden's inauguration, the poet laureate, she's a young girl. I think she's still in college, maybe NYC or somewhere like that. But the way that she spoke and the emotion that she portrayed during that what she said, I would love to have lunch with her and just kind of pick her brain a little bit.
Okay, so we're going for looks with the guy, which you're gonna have to fight Posh Spice for. Yeah. And then we're going for brains with that girl. All right.
Well, that's why Fenway's middle name is Victoria. So I had a dog that I lost last January, Beckham. His name was Beckham.
Okay.
It was Beckham McLovin, but Beckham. And then I named her Fenway Victoria so that I had Posh and Becks.
Yeah. No, that is cute though.
Hey Marvel Cuphead.
Oh. Hey Marvel.
Hey Marvel.
Hey Brandon Looney.
Hey Brandon Looney.
Oh yeah, Looney Tunes.
Yep. What's your favorite season?
I love summer. I grew up in North Carolina, so I can turn my southern accent on when I want to. Yeah. I grew up in the heat, and I loved going to Myrtle Beach when I was a kid. I hate being cold. Like, I hate when my toes are cold. I'm pretty much under a blanket, whether it's, if the air's on, I'm under a blanket. And so I love summer. I love being able to be outside and do that kind of stuff. So Lisa's got a pool. We hang out there. And
you get to play volleyball. Can't do that in the winter. Yeah. Well, not comfortably anyway. Okay. What's your favorite animal?
Ooh. Turtle.
A turtle.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of turtles. Yeah, I have all kinds of different types of turtles. Oh, I've got like this kind.
Oh, okay.
And then people usually bring me turtles or send me turtles from different places. I've got in every single car that I've ever driven, I have a Beanie Baby turtle, the little one that you could get at McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
That's like my good luck charm. So that sits in every single car.
You ever had real turtles as pets?
Yes, when I was a kid. So we lived near a pond, and my brother, I don't know, was like Johnny Jungle and was catching everything. I mean, we had lizards, we had snakes, we had spiders, we had ant farms, we had all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we had little turtles when we were kids. I haven't had one since I was older. But Pop Vids HQ, if you guys haven't checked out their channel, they're awesome. They have 2 tortoises. Oh my God, I want one so bad.
Those are quite big tortoises. Well, that's cool. Oh, and would you ever have turtle soup then?
No.
You wouldn't eat your own favorite animal.
I'm the person that like stops traffic, gets out and walks the thing across the road, picks it up, and runs it across the road.
Aww.
Okay, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility. Absolutely invisibility. I would love to be a fly on a wall on like conversations. That would be a blessing and a curse though, because I think it could be dangerous. Like if you may not want to hear everything, like people could be cruel. But I think being invisible too, like sneaking into rock concerts that you couldn't get tickets for, or being able to go to every Super Bowl and every Stanley Cup final and stuff like that. That would be fun.
Okay, she kept it clean. Not like other people we asked about invisibility. A lot of the men said something else.
Yeah.
No, I'm more looking at it as like, how can I avoid paying $4,000 to go into this sporting event?
I never thought about invisibility, like going into concerts and stuff like that. I like her answer better. Favorite cartoon growing up?
Gummy bears. I don't know why. I really don't. And I didn't even collect the Pops, but the Gummy Bears was like something that I remembered watching. And then Masters of the Universe and Thundercats.
Oh, wow.
I do have a few
the Gummy Bears.
The Adventures of Gummy Bears. And they are so cute when I got them. Now I'm like, I'm going to get rid of them because I need the room.
Yeah, and you're not 100% into them.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. But they are cute from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah, no, they're adorable. But that song gets stuck in my head. And I found it somewhere you could watch like all the episodes. It might have been Disney Plus might have it now, and like started watching it again, and then I was like at work singing "Gummy Bears." People were like, "What are you talking about?"
I love it.
Why her gaydar is out of whack. Amen.
Funko Pops and unicorns. Their superpower would be to shut me up.
Except that would be a failed superpower because it never happens.
Oh my god, you guys are funny. Okay. If a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would they be?
I think the first one would be I would like to end every ism. So racism, sexism, all that every ism that's out there. I would just like to erase it. And I'm not saying that you can't have arguments. I wouldn't want to take away people's free will or anything, but the isms are those things that I just think the world could do without and lead to a lot of our bigger problems. That would be the first one. Honestly, a lot of people say I'd wish for, all the money in the world. I don't think money buys you happiness. I think that you see a lot of these people that have won the lottery and everything, and they're completely miserable. I would like to wish for enough money that I could pay off like my immediate family, Lisa's, my parents, pay off all their debts, and that everybody could, have a life debt free for at least 5 seconds until they go out and, do the next thing. But I'd set up college funds for the littles and Lisa's granddaughter and stuff like that. So, if I got money, it wouldn't be necessarily for me. It would be able to give it out to my family.
Yeah.
Wish number 3. I don't, I would like to be on that shuttle or that trip to the moon. Like that would be a dream come true. That would be my 3rd wish. I'd love to go to the moon.
Those are some great wishes.
We always get very noble acts of kindness when we ask this question. And sometimes you get, I'd ask for 3 more wishes.
Yeah, so I'm trying to play the system.
Yeah, but I like the way you thought, like, on a reasonable amount to take care of your family, but not like an extensive amount. Because you're right. I think people think that money will solve all your problems, and then when you get it, you're like, you know what? I still got these problems. So
right, absolutely.
Or you're just bored of life because you've done everything,
Yeah. Well,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your heritage background?
So the funny that you asked that. I'm huge into Ancestry.com. Like I have like the paid membership to it.
Oh wow.
My mom always told us that we had American Indian in our background, and that's why we all tan so well, right?
Right.
Well, my parents ended up getting DNA tests, and guess what? There's like 0.0000% of American Indian in my bloodstream. Not even in hers, but I am Irish.
Okay.
Let's go Irish.
Let's go Irish.
Eastern European and English. So, and I have traced my family back to finding out when they actually came over in like the 1700s from England to the U.S. So it's been pretty interesting doing the ancestry and knowing with my parents' DNA test how I can kind of correlate the right people into the family tree.
Is that kind of how it works? Like, do they take some blood from you or?
Not for you. I mean, Ancestry has their own DNA thing that you can do, and then if you do their test, and then they will show you hints of people that matched up with that. I've done just my grandma did a very extensive family tree on my dad's side, so I plugged in all of those people, and then other things popped up. So in my living room is the creepiest picture of these 2 old people. And I took it because it had hung in my grandma's house for forever. My mom's mom that had the breast cancer, and they didn't know what to do with it. And well, somehow they were related to me, and I didn't know how. I heard they were my great grandparents, and I'm not kidding you. Like if you go to Disney's Haunted Mansion, these 2 people would hang in there. But I couldn't. I didn't want anything to happen to them, because they're family. So they're hanging in my living room for whatever reason, and well, they weren't hanging in my bedroom, that's for sure.
Oh God! No.
And I ended up finding out their names, which was super cool, and seeing other pictures of them, which weren't so scary. And so that's been the interesting part of the ancestry thing is actually other people putting pictures of my relatives up. I'd never seen my mom's dad's family before and how similar they looked to each other and things like that. So it's a really cool experience using Ancestry.
Oh wow!
Because I always wondered about that.
I've always wanted to try it, but I'm nervous. Like I don't know how their facts are.
How well their facts are.
Yeah, and other things like that.
But not just that. Like it's not cheap. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's expensive too.
To do it.
I actually ended up connecting with a cousin that I don't remember her from being like when we were kids. We would go to my great grandmother's house and do Christmas there, but I hadn't seen her in probably 30 years. And so she was actually doing Ancestry, and then it kept correlating. Like the same people would end up in our tree. And so I looked her up and I was like, no kidding. So I reached out to her on Facebook, and actually we've developed we've seen each other several times now, and I've been helping her daughter with volleyball and things like that. And so it kind of reconnected me with part of my family as well.
Oh, wow. That's
again,
amazing.
6 degrees of separation. Yeah. You're looking for something, they're looking for something, and somehow the energy matches. And that's a cool thing that happened for you, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, you should guys should try it out, even if it's the free version. You can't see all the stuff that I can see, like like I can see death certificates, marriage certificates, photos, newspaper clippings, obituaries. I can see all of that. You can't see that on the free version unless you want to pay for those specific things.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Funko Pop and unicorns. Remind me to come to your house and move that picture into your bedroom.
Mentally flipping you off, as usual.
Poking the bear.
So we have a few more questions.
Sure.
So what's your future plans for your channel?
I will say that the mistake I made with the first one was that I thought I was going to be YouTube famous. I thought it was going to be, look at us go with 600 subs in 4 months. And then it kind of all unraveled. And I lost sight of what was making me happy. Mm-hmm. So when I started this channel, I did it because it makes me happy. I don't care if I have 5 people watching or if I have 555 people watching. I'm doing it because it's fun for me. It's my escape of the week. Excuse me. To do something that I love, combining the food. I never thought I'd have the guts to do it and start doing the food thing. People like Caitlin, Funko Pops and Unicorns, Mama J, Geeky Mama Bear, those guys were like, do it, just take the leap and do it. Right. And I'm glad that I did. So I'm not really focusing on any sort of milestones or whatever. I'm just going to keep having fun. Like I said, we're going to do more of the stuff we're going to do Julia Child episodes. So you know how they did the Julie and Julia movie? Mm-hmm. So we're going to do stuff out of her cookbook. We're going to do the Harry Potter one. We're going to do Star Wars and stuff like that. The amazing thing is over the past couple of months I've incorporated my parents into it. And I think my mom likes doing it. She seems to enjoy herself. And people seem to like them as well. So now it's even something that I get to do that bonds with my parents even more.
That's wonderful.
That is wonderful.
And I'm glad you reevaluated where you were going, because I think a lot of people, big or small, if you get big or small on YouTube, lose sight of what's special about why you started. And some people, because they make the money, they lose that passion that they started with, right?
I think that's the thing. Or people are so focused on what's our sub count today? What's our sub count today? Or how many views did I get? Who cares? If you guys are having fun and like us getting to have a conversation. I've been in watched several of your podcasts and getting ready for this and stuff like that. And you've obviously done your homework and watched mine. We're meeting new people, and this is a whole nother platform where I may never get to meet you in person because I don't have a passport now. And I need the passport to get to Canada. So we may never meet in person, but I gotten to know these people. It's like Caitlin. I consider Caitlin one of my best friends. I've never met Caitlin in person and she's in Jonesboro, but I know for a fact that if I needed anything or someone to talk to, I can turn to her just as well as my physical best friend that lives 5 minutes down the road. That's the amazing part about this is the human connection and meeting all of these different people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like even with me, like Arcade, he's one of my best friends. Like we talk about everything. He's always had my back, but I've never met him, and I don't think we're gonna meet for a long time.
Not for a while right now.
Yeah,
anyway.
Right.
But like he's closer than most of my friends that I have down here. It's just crazy.
The connections that you make with people, for sure. And
absolutely, Sad Bones Caitlin is a beautiful human being.
And even like Sad Bones, like we met online, and we're really good friends. We talk about everything, and it's just amazing, right?
She's lucky I'll answer her back. See, this is the type of friendship we have. Like, you're lucky that she popped in here tonight because we have this adversarial humor that is what we do in chats.
I love it.
Yeah. So our last question is, do you have any questions for us?
I do. We're going to start off sticking with the humor. So this was my last question, but I'm going to start with this first. What is your most embarrassing moment in your life?
Most embarrassing moment. Oh, it's when I was at my graduation in high school and I slipped on the stairs and I felt so embarrassed because like everybody was looking at me. That was the most embarrassing.
That's funny. I thought it would be something else.
No.
When you were laughing with Tommy on the front of the lawn.
Oh, no, not
that one. No. Okay. I'm not
like, no, don't go there. D, what's yours?
Oh, I have too many embarrassing moments, to be honest. I can't think right now. Maybe one of the embarrassing moments is when you were asking me out at school and everybody.
Oh yeah, that was funny. So the when we're going to chef school, after chef school, she sat down with me and she's like, "I like your rose tattoos." So the next day, I went to the rose shop and bought her a rose and brought it into class and gave it to her, and the whole class saw me give her the rose, and she turned red like a tomato.
Turn red. I'm very pale.
It takes a lot to get me to turn red, but like that day I was crimson. It was like, but that's how. I mean, look at you two now. I mean, you know.
No, yeah. But I was like, everybody was like, oh,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, now everybody knows I have a crush or whatever. So that's the only one. I have so many other embarrassing moments that. But that one I can pick out of, like, so we're not here forever tonight, right?
Well, I would say I've told mine on my channel and keep it short and sweet was for whatever reason, my mom didn't come pick me up from school and it had been snowing. And again, I'm the new kid, right? So I have to cross a 4-lane street to get over to my neighborhood. And I got probably about a third of the way across the road, and it had been snowing so bad that I lost my balance and I fell right in front of traffic. You know, like school's letting out, high school's letting out. People are honking at me. I tried to get up. I fell again. Tried to get up again. Fell again. I ended up crawling on my hands and knees across 4 lanes of traffic to get out of the way because I could not stand up. It was like a movie. It was like Home Alone. Me doing the splits, slips and sliding everywhere. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. That is the most traumatically embarrassing moment of my entire life.
Okay, I have one traumatic one that I can talk about.
You can remember now?
I was picking up flowers from a flower shop, I think for my mom's Mother's Day or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And you weren't there for that. I just
you told me this.
Yes. And there's this lady that I would see in there once in a while sort of thing. Anyway, she's wearing like a tighter sweater than usual or something around her stomach. And I was like, oh my God, how far along have you like been? I haven't seen you in forever. You look different. Like, how far along are you? She's like, excuse me? And I was like, oh my God. Like, right then and there, I like left because I was like, okay, she's not pregnant. She's just wearing a much tighter sweater than usual. And like, she just had a small bump, but like, I was not expecting her to tell me, no, I'm not pregnant.
And look at the time.
Yeah, look at the time. I'll pick up flowers another time. So there's that one. I felt bad because I didn't want to offend her, but I mean,
it happens. I mean, like, I some guy that I knew, I walked into a store and I don't know, I must have been like extremely bloated that day or something. And he's like, I didn't know you got married. When are you due? And I'm like,
okay.
I was like, I just have gas.
Right.
All right. If we had to go on lockdown again for an entire year and you could only take one drink one snack, and one vegetable, what would you stock up on?
One drink.
Diet Coke.
Soda water.
Say it again. Snack.
One snack and one vegetable.
The mix one that I like.
Oh,
Party mix.
The Cheetos and the pretzels.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's not one snack. That's a bunch of snacks mixed together.
But it's titled as one snack.
I know. You got a good variety, though.
Yeah,
you won't get sick.
Right?
Because you got like 4 in a bag to choose from.
Vegetable.
Cheese. I'd bring cheese. I don't get sick of cheese. That would be a good snack for me.
Absolutely.
And then
one vegetable.
What's a hearty vegetable? Because I mean, I got 2 in my head right now.
Your potato.
Potato?
I like potato, and you can do a lot with
mashed
potatoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Fine. If you bring mashed potatoes, I'll bring mushrooms, because mushrooms can be soaked up into any flavor.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I mean, going off the potato thing, we could totally do like the Forrest Gump, like, I name all my boats mashed potatoes. I do potato pancakes and French fries and tater tots.
That was a smart one, really.
I love corn on the cob. It does not love me, but I do love corn on the cob. I would. Corn is something because obviously you could grind it and do flour, or you can cut it off and make different things with it. So I would do corn as my vegetable. Snack is Reese's peanut butter cups. It's something that I can eat chocolate and peanut butter and never get sick of.
Right.
And drink would be Pepsi. I cannot live without Pepsi.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to have it, but
okay.
I can't drink Pepsi. It gives me heartburn. I try to stay away from that. Yeah, that's why I go with diet. I used to drink it like mad.
Well, it's also the sugar is a little, although you got aspartame in this one, but the sugar can irritate the stomach if you have too much of it, I would think, right? But yeah, I was trying to think of a versatile vegetable, but potato seems to be the best.
Yeah. If money was no object, what Grail collectible would you buy? So it doesn't have to be necessarily Funko. If there's like a Grail collectible, you had all the money in the world, it was no object, they just say this is the price and you could buy it. I'd
buy the CM Punk Funko Pop.
That one?
Yeah, I've been eyeing that one for a long time and I can't afford that.
How much is he valued at right now?
I haven't checked. Last time I saw he was like 500 and it keeps going up.
Yeah.
What about the Clockwork Orange?
I was just looking at.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Clockwork Orange, Alex DeLarge, the Chase.
The Chase is like.
It's very expensive.
Last I saw, I don't know. Cletus Selden, he has one. I've had him on the show a couple of times, and what he paid like $10,000-$12,000 for that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Something up there. Like I thought it was the one I
had. There are only like 12 of them in the world or something.
Something like that, but I have just the original regular.
Yeah, the common.
And then we looked it up, and I'm like, no way! And then we figured out it was the So that would be cool to have.
So it's going to be funny because some of these questions, I typed them out.
Wow, she did her
If you ever got to travel to space, which planet or moon would you visit and why? And I think Dee already answered it because you talked about Mars, but
no, not Mars. Where is my? Oh, I don't have Mars yet.
No, you don't.
Maybe Saturn.
Saturn?
Because of Sailor Moon. That she's my favorite Sailor Scout. I don't know. All the planets would be cool to go to, but Saturn.
I don't really know planets, but what's the planet with the thing around it?
That's Saturn.
Is it?
The ring?
With the ring.
The ring this way or the ring this way? Because Uranus is this way.
The ring.
Saturn.
Then Saturn for me too.
Or Jupiter because I'm a Sagittarius and that seems to be my home planet, apparently. So maybe I
say bring Pluto back as a planet. That's what I say.
Yeah, that sucks because it's so far away, right? That they decided it's not in the solar system anymore or in our solar system.
My entire time growing up, it was. I'm like, you just decided one day it's not? I mean, are you just going to decide one day you don't want to travel up above Ohio and Michigan's not a state anymore? I mean, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot that they decided Pluto was too far away to be part of our.
That's silly.
It's ridiculous, right? They're changing all sorts of things in history nowadays, to be honest.
Yeah. So if you could go back and ask your 21-year-old self what you thought you would be, if you thought you'd ever be hosting a podcast on YouTube, what would your 21-year-old self say?
What's YouTube? That's how old I am. Well, I'm not extra old. I think, when I was 21 was YouTube out, because I'm going to be 36 this month.
I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or was it very brand new?
Infancy. Yeah, it might have been.
I think it was this one,
Okay. So I probably didn't know much about it at 21, though, for sure. What's YouTube?
I would probably say, what the heck is wrong with you?
You wouldn't say, are you sure you could do this?
Yeah, I know.
You were so nervous
I
at
was
the beginning.
nervous, and
Be doubting yourself maybe a little?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
So you guys asked me this too. Like I said, some of these are going to be funny because I said, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a chef.
From like little?
From little, yes. I was a chef. My foster parent was a chef. He taught me everything I know. Like chicken teriyaki, chicken parmesan, all this other amazing food.
My ideas have changed like a million times over, but I guess because I had a journal and I love journalism and art, like I had a whole book of art and writing, it'd probably be journalism.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is kind of weird.
I wanted to be an astronaut, and then when they told me how tall I was going to be, they told me that there were a couple of jobs I was never going to be. An astronaut because I couldn't fit into the shuttle. I was never going to be a jockey. 6'3" doesn't really work on the horse. It's way too big, wind resistance. And I was never going to be a stewardess because when I'm on an airplane, I'm like this.
Oh, because, stewardess being...
But then Top Gun came out and I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I thought that would be a cool job. At one point, I wanted to be She-Ra from Masters of the Universe. I thought that would be an awesome job. But if someone would have said, "Oh, you're going to be a property manager," I'd be like, "No."
Dancer, because
you asked me this, but what is one food or dish that you've always wanted to try but you haven't?
Still have got my eye on Persian after she said that, but I'm thinking maybe I should try shark just to get over my fear of sharks. Maybe they're not that bad. Maybe they taste really good.
It's an interesting texture. I will say that.
Okay.
I would like to try like snake or a kangaroo. I hear
you've heard good things?
No, it's not good things. It's just weird texture.
Weird textures? Just to say I did it?
Yeah, just to say I did it, you know?
Yeah. There's I'm thinking about doing this coming up, and I've almost pulled the trigger several times, but there's like on Amazon, you can get these exotic jerkies. So it's got like ostrich, kangaroo, boar, all kinds of things. And I've been thinking about doing it, but then I was like, am I going to get like to the point where I'm like ready to vomit? I have not puked on screen yet. I've come close, but I have not yet.
Yeah, one of our new friends, Hojo, he did it on his channel. He did like snake, he did shark, he did a whole bunch. He did kangaroo, he did boar. Yeah, it was amazing the way he set it up and everything.
It's too much in one sitting.
Sadbone says I wanted to be a Power Ranger.
Oh, that's cool.
And Nadia says, D, I am turning 36 too.
That's awesome. Yay. Someone else that's in my boat.
If you had to pick your vacation based on the food that you were going to eat, where would you choose to go?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. You always say Jamaica.
Because I love jerk chicken. I like jerk pork. I just love their food. I like the rice and beans.
That one's too hard to pick because I think Italy, I think Ireland, I don't know about Japan. Maybe their food probably is really good, but I would want to know what it is first because some things.
Yeah, they have some weird food up there, but it's interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't just eat 30 different snacks from in Asian language that I have no idea what I was eating.
But yeah, Jamaica too. Anywhere around the world.
I'm a big prosciutto fan, so I think I can agree with you, D, that I would love to go to like Tuscany and like go to Parmesan and I would love to do prosciutto and go out and have like fresh pressed olive oil like right off the tree and stuff like that. Like that would be a dream come true, like food trip.
asparagus wrapped in prosciutto.
Oh, yeah.
Or prosciutto wrapped in asparagus. So, yeah. Well, those are my roots, too. I guess that's why. I kind of know.
I had the same question for you guys that I'd written down here is if you had access to anyone living or dead that you could interview for your podcast, who would you choose and why?
Living or dead. Anybody famous or your family or
I'm thinking.
friends? I know, it's a hard one.
That's a thinker.
Maybe Amy Lee for me from
Lee.
Evanescence.
Oh, yeah.
She seems like she's like very smart and she's really pretty and I don't know.
I would definitely go with music artists like Jimi Hendrix or Prince or Whitney Houston or somebody like that. Like I really would love to pick their brain about how they thought of their ideas and stuff.
Or I might pick like Albert Einstein if I have to think about it a lot, but someone intelligent, really intelligent, you know.
If it was somebody living or dead, I you know who I'd actually really want to talk to is John F. Kennedy. I don't know why that he's been like the president. Like I still want to figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah, did someone assassinate you?
But you know what his actual thoughts were of like, and pick his brain of what he had planned for going for the future. I wonder how different my country would be had he not been shot.
Right.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. My brother says nice dog.
I know. Isn't that cute?
Thank you. This is Fenway. Fenway makes quite a few appearances. Fenway is actually going to make her first appearance on the channel sticker for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And we actually added Ma and Pa Lane on the Christmas sticker as well because everybody's been calling for it. And all of their products on my Teespring have been selling better than mine. So apparently people like my parents better. Caitlin, shut it. Let's see. That's pretty much all that I had written down because I wanted to ask you guys about your tattoos. So, how many tattoos do you guys have? And is there one that you haven't gotten that you really want to get?
I'll let you start.
I think I have about. I haven't counted in a while. I think I have 15 or 16. 15.
You always harp on me about it because I'm like 13. And you're like, no, like 14. No, 15.
Yeah,
last time you told me it was 15.
15, and then I have plans for 4 that I want to get. A Venom tattoo. A samurai sword with 3 skulls biting the samurai sword. One of my favorite animes, and 2 of my favorite anime. Sorry, yeah. And what about you, sweetie?
I have a lot more plans for me because now I have my one big one, so now I'm like already thinking about the other arm. But I'm not quite sure yet what yet. I have to plan it out in my head. Like this one was 3 different ideas commingled together. And like I don't want it to be what did we say, like Jake Paul?
Oh, yeah, overwhelming.
Jake Paul,
where
it's
it's
like
10 different ideas.
Mixed together, but they don't flow. So I'm like, okay, I really got to think this through before I do another tattoo. But it'll be something cool.
And how many do you have?
Oh, right. I have 2.
I have 5. I have the Oberon sun on my waistband. I have one that I drew that's on my spine that was actually off a t-shirt from California. Mm-hmm. And then a friend of mine drew me 13 different suns because she said I was uneven because I had one on the left and one in the center. So I have a third one on the right side. And she drew 13 different ones for me to choose from. So I stuck one of those. And then on my thigh, I have a volleyball, the 3D volleyball with my number from high school and college in it. And then I have the same bird that is on Johnny Depp's arm, the sparrow that's on his arm.
Yeah.
I have that same one, but it's red for the Pirates of the Caribbean. And so my nephew was born on Talk Like a Pirate Day. My mom is super obsessed with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and we had a dog named Jack, and so Jack Sparrow. So I actually got that tattoo on the anniversary of when we lost him.
Right.
Okay.
But I have one more that I want to get, and I'm going to put it on this shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the back side of my heart because I still have to do, things publicly, and not everybody still agrees with tattoos. It's gotten a lot better. But I want to get a cardinal with holding the pink ribbon that looks like the breast cancer ribbon with my grandma's birth year and the year that she died in it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a really sweet one. That's going to hurt a bit, I think. If on the bone of the arm, like the shoulder blade.
Yeah, like right on my shoulder blade, like right here.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. The spine killed me. The thigh, I was like reading magazines and not even caring he was doing my thigh.
My brother says he has 3, and I designed them. I designed them all.
Oh, cool.
I draw most of my tattoos.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah.
The one that I drew is probably the worst of all 5 that I have.
They didn't clean it up for you, or you wanted it just the way you designed it, or did you want them to make it more?
I had doodled it so many times that it was just, it was like, it's kind of cool to have something that I made, but as compared to the other 2, it's not as ornate and it's not as, clean. And that one's really faded because I got that one 23 years ago, the first one.
Okay.
And I think the sparrow, I've only had it for probably 9 years, 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not fading too bad, are they? I always wonder about that.
No, because this fat whale doesn't put her back out in the sun. So, I mean, I do go out in the sun and stuff, and we kayak and all that kind of stuff, but no, they're like, it's right on my waistband, so it's usually, even with a bathing suit on, it's still covered, and then the ones on my thigh, unless I'm out in a bathing suit, which isn't that often, I usually have shorts on, so they haven't not faded at all.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
And having so many cool stories, and then asking us really, really cool questions.
Yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on, and I'd love to return the favor and get you guys on to, I didn't know that you guys were chefs, so now that I know that, I'd love to do a collaboration with you and get you on my channel as well, and we can do something there, so.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think they say too many chefs in the kitchen isn't good, but I think the 3 of us would be okay.
Well, even if it's finally finding the Persian food, or if it's it's something that you guys are like, you got to try this, something that I haven't tried, or we can all try it together that you have in Canada and I have here, that we can all do, and then like give our own takes on it. That would be cool. Or we could do the Easy Bake Oven too.
Yeah, we could do that too. That's one toy I did not have as a kid.
Yeah.
Easy Bake Oven.
Me either. I didn't have it until I was 44.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
All right, chat. Thank you for joining us for this amazing podcast, and mad love to all.
Thank you for all your lovely comments and participating with us today, guys.
And thank you again
for our lovely guest.
Thank you guys. It's been a blast. I had a lot of fun tonight.
And your cute dog joining us too.
And Fenway, she's back there eating right now. So
okay.
All right, bye guys.